Hello, welcome to another episode of The Weeping Prophet by Sister Philomena. So today's topic is eradicating sex scandal in Catholic Church. Stroke, should Catholic priests be allowed to marry? I'm weeping again, My heart is broken with what is going on in the Catholic Church, whose foundation was personally and solely laid by Jesus Christ. Let us take a slideshow in the Bible. Nearly all the leaders from Father Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Samuel, Hosea, Isaiah, Ezekiel, you can name them. We are all married and still walked as servants of God. Then Jesus came. Peter was married. Matthew was married. His disciples were, a mixture of married and unmarried. There was never a time Jesus preached against the workers in God's vineyard not getting married. Okay, going back to Genesis 2 verse 18. God said, "It is not good for the man to live alone. I will make a suitable companion to help him." So Genesis 1 verse 28 now say, God blessed them and said, "Have many children so that your descendants will live all over the earth and bring it under their control." When you take a look at the scandal that has rocked in Catholic Church and is still soaring, one will ask, is it not better for the Catholic Church to start debating about lifting that embargo on their priests, allowing them to have their own families, marrying and having children will pave a way into bringing back the good reputation and decency their priest has lost? It is not a sin if the choice or the opportunity is given to them to choose to marry or not to marry. And for those who choose not to marry, they should make sure that they maintain their stand of celibacy, or whatever they call them. Or marry if they feel that they are losing their self-control. Jesus never in any instance said anything against marriage, but some people who like misinterpreting the Bible always quote Matthew 19:10-12. Jesus taught about divorce and conditions for divorce, which made his disciples to reply with, "If this is how it is between a man and his wife, it is better not to marry." To which Jesus answered, "This teaching does not apply to everybody, but only to those to whom God has given it." Then Jesus went on and said there are reasons why men cannot marry. He had a list of them. And here it is important to note that he said some were born that way. And some men made them that way. And some do not marry for the sake of kingdom of God. And lastly, he added, let him who can accept this teaching do so. Note that word. He said, let he who can accept that teaching or this teaching do so. Meaning, it's optional. You are left with a multiple choice answer, A, B, C. Then St. Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5 addressed the issue of self-control, because that is exactly the bone of contention among the Catholic priests. The priest impregnates women. Some are secretly married. Some abuse innocent mass servants. And some abuse underage girls. Then what he said in 1 Corinthians 7:25-40 was a private opinion because they asked him a question. And he made it clear it was an opinion, and this opinion was not a message from the Spirit of the Lord. He said it based on what was happening during their time. People should understand the difference between an opinion and a message from the Spirit of God. The sole decision of not allowing the priest in the Catholic Church to marry has dragged the reputation of the Catholic Church to the grave. Maybe this is time to rethink, reevaluate, and repair the damage done to the church. There are so many things which are done wrongly in the Catholic Church. Catholic Church is a good church, but the leaders of the church has to come together and start with a decision to allow your priest to marry. But remember, it must not be a mandatory issue. It should be optional. That is at least the way forward. So let the meeting of the hierarchies in the church start. Let the debate start. Let there be a change, and there should be a change. Let's start from there. It is at least. It is something. God bless you. From the Weeping Prophet, Sister Philomena.